You're watching Shalom TV, celebrating Jewish culture.
First, I would like to share with you a secret. This is the first time I know there is spring in the Middle East. You know, in my bio, when it said research is very misleading, I used to be responsible for our national intelligence assessment that combines all information that we do have from all services of intelligence. And I was authorized to, and I was obliged to share these assessments directly with the Prime Minister, Minister of Defense. For example, we raised, it's a history, the Iranian flag, nuclear Iran and the threat in '96. Since then, we have dealt with all the issues. Unfortunately, again, this is secret. I don't believe that there is spring. I don't know about it. This is classified information that was hidden for me. And I would like, with your permission, to navigate with you in the new Middle East that maybe is emerging in front of us. By the way, I'm not objecting any initiative that was mentioned. I'm still in the government. I'm not, by the way, retired. I'm reserved because in Israel, major generals deserve free funeral. And in order to get free funeral and a free grave for free, you need to be in the reserve. So that's another secret I would like to share with you. There are many mistakes here, but let's get to the point. Israel is living in artificial spring now. We are living in the most convenient security environment. Can you believe it? It reminds me of the democracy in Iran. There is democracy in Iran. You are entitled to choose between the best, the worst, and usually the worst. And because the good guys are disqualified before. So altogether, let's analyze where we are living now, which are the challenges. There are security challenges that I need as very important friends of Israel. And again, AIPAC is playing a unique function. That's why I'm here, by the way, to share my deep sympathy. I'm working for free, of course, with AIPAC, because AIPAC is serving the cause security interest of Israel. And without the Congress of the United States, I'm not sure who could listen to us at all. So you deserve applaud, and I would like to thank you. But now get to the point. The spring. Let's look around. We do have now peace between Israel and Jordan, Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and Egypt. This peace is the result of our successful wars until '73. Since '73, we are not facing hostile coalition. Another secret I would like to share with you, we are a very small country. In order to write the name of Israel, you need State of Israel. You need to penetrate to the international waters of Cyprus. and it's against our image that we are superpower. I've heard in my 2 years in China that we are 1 billion. I didn't deny it. Because if you deny it, that's why I like the protocols of Zion, you know, because we are described in a way that is so frightening that we can live on this image for the rest of our life. Now, besides the humor here, since '73, the Arabs have come to conclusion that there is no way to defeat us. Who are the Arabs? The Arab regimes. We do have peace with them. The peace is a result of our successful wars. However, these regimes are not didn't represent or are not representing the people. The Arabs, even in Egypt, look around in Egypt. Can you find doctors, lawyers? All of them are organized in trade unions that their flag is written no to Israel. Now the street is dominant. This is the result. If you look at the liberals, the young generations that have taken part in Tahrir Square with all their dreams, where are they now? You need the Hubble telescope to find them in the parliament of Egypt. You can see small groups sitting among the green MPs. Muslim brothers were assessed well, Salafiyun, that they are very efficient technically. You steal something, cutting your head. They don't have places in prisons. Everything you do, it's written in the Sharia. They know what to do. 24%, this is a surprise. It is very possible, it's very feasible. They will shape the future of Egypt. I cannot be sure about it. There is an army, powerful army. The army is built basically against us, but now we are friends because we are against the worst. Remember it, bad, worst, and worst. It's not a grammar issue. In the Middle East, it's reality. and in Egypt, officially, they do have 85 million people. In Cairo itself, 20 million. Again, we are a small country, including minorities. We are less than 8 million. Jews, almost less than 6 million, again, this number. And this is very important because Egypt is the leader of the Middle East. So now all of us are relying on the army. We need to be very flexible with them. In spite of the fact the only enemy in the Egyptian eyes is Israel. But they are better than the enemies like Muslim brothers. And here I would like to share with you what does it mean, Muslim brothers. How do we know who are they? You need to read what they say. And what they say, they really believe it. And they really mean it. The Muslim brothers have been established in 1928. They are very old. But this is the first time they are looking at the horizon and they see a rosy picture. Namely, this is the first time they do have the chance to take over the Middle East based on their ideology. What is their ideology? To get rid of the Egyptian government today, the Egyptian regime, the regime in Hashemite Jordan, let's say, Abu Mazen. In Israel, there are Muslim brothers. In Syria, there are Muslim brothers. Even if comparing with this butcher, I am not recommending to US and to Israel that the Muslim brothers take over. This is the first time they see feasibility to take over and to establish the Islamic empire they dream about it. And again, how do we know about it? This is their main dream. They do have a dream, if I use this phrase. And this dream is real, and it's written. And they are educating about it from the kindergarten until the grave. Even if you are in grave, when you join the 72 virgins in the unknown paradise, you need to remember no place to Israel, Islamic empire in the Middle East. And we are not living in this environment today. I give you another example from the security environment. Israel is a small country. The western or eastern border of Israel is, if Palestinian state will be a reality, can you imagine? It's 15 kilometers, 15. Is it possible to defend it? I'm not sure. We can talk about good ideas, but we need to defend ourselves. We don't have borders. It's another secret that so few know about it. This state of Israel does not have borders besides the sea. Or maybe, no, besides the sea. With Jordan in some parts, or with Egypt, but it's very small. We don't have real borders. So now, what is our security border? Security border is between Iraq and Jordan, hundreds of kilometers. West Bank, Jordan River. There is a river like this in the Bible. Most of the times there is no water there. Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, huge country. Strategic depths. This is the terminology we use. Strategic depths means that we are secured. We are secured by hidden alliance. Dr. Becker has talked about initiatives. We are doing it, by the way. We do have unique relations with the Hashemite Kingdom. I cannot elaborate it here, but I can share with you the bottom line. Again, strategic depths. Practically, if you are Al-Qaeda, you know the attitude of Al-Qaeda towards Israel. They want to kill as many as they can. Hezbollah, they want to kill as many as they can. There are many organizations. They are not doing it. Why? Because if they try to cross the buffer zone of Jordan, they fail. If they succeed, they're entering the West Bank. In the West Bank, unlike 2000, 2003, we are enjoying unique intelligence capabilities and unique capability to combine our intelligence with operational capabilities of the of IDF, the Israeli army. Do you know that in the worst time, the worst years, we used to put tanks along the main road to Jerusalem? What does it mean, tanks against terror? It means failure. We failed. That's why we put tanks, in order to frighten the terrorists, but we didn't succeed. And tanks, the children are climbing, and they are becoming David, and we are becoming Goliath. Now you cannot see even one tank, and the tanks are rising bitterness and hatred and frustration among the population. You can visit the West Bank. There is no one tank. One. And I'm so happy about it. We don't need them, because we have unique intelligence. If you're a terrorist, by the way, in our area, it's better to become criminal. The police is discovering only 40% of the crimes. The terror activity, I cannot share this recommendation in Israel because I will be accused of violating the law. But here I can do it. If you are a criminal, it's a better job, less risky. If you're a terrorist, very risky. But even Lloyd's company, there is no insurance for intelligence. The moment I'm praising our unique intelligence, maybe we will fail tomorrow, like it happened in India and Bangkok and other places. The moment in intelligence, and believe me, I have long experience with it, you are smug and you are happy with yourself, this is the first moment of deterioration. You need to be on alert all the time. Never be satisfied, never be happy, in this job at least. If you want to be happy, go to pub. So, can you imagine that we lose maybe in 2, 3, 4 years after the Muslim bazaars and the Salafiyun will take place? Because the army looks very powerful against them. But who knows what will happen? Look what's going on in Turkey. I know the chief of staff of Turkey. It's a good idea, to have excellent relations with them. We are doing our best. But, even for marriage, for the time being, I'm not talking about the future, you need couple for marriage. I'm not sure the Turks love us the way we love them. So where is, for example, the chief of staff? Bashbu. He is in jail. He used to be equivalent to God, the chief of staff of Turkish army. So the Egyptian army is uniquely important to the peace. This is a pillar of national security. But the Muslim brothers will penetrate to the roots. It will happen for sure. We cannot be sure. The uncertainty is the only certain issue that we are facing now. But it's feasible. For us, for Israel, State of Israel, the small country, we are living in what we call strategic early warning. It means that dramatic changes may occur like in the past. That's about peace. Now, let's add to it the new phenomena in the Middle East. We do have one state and one entity legitimate. One is Lebanon, the second one is Palestinian Authority that has aspiration to become state, independent state. Let's talk about Lebanon from security point of view. I repeat it all the time, but I would like to share with you to simulate what I'm going to share with you. There are states with constitution, like US, states without constitution, like UK or Israel, and constitution without state, like Lebanon. I'll never forget that we used to enter Lebanon before '82 war without visa. I mean, not in official way, and we used to have excellent relations with the Christians and so on, and we did have illusions that they would have with us peace. So one of them told me, you are dreaming. There wouldn't be any peace. It's against the DNA of this area, against the DNA of Lebanon. It was then. What now? There is a new organization, Hezbollah. Hezbollah, the translation is party of God. It means they believe that Israel, at least, does not have any right to exist. And they are supported heavily and massively by Iran. What is the outcome? The outcome is impressive. They do have now 45,000 rockets plus other weapons. We can mock at Nasrallah that he's hiding in bunker. That's one way to tackle him. Excuse me that I'm using my rank as a Major General. It means that I have some experience. I'm more impressed by the challenges of security and the solution we do have and we don't have. This guy that is hiding in bunker, he possesses 45,000 rockets that are aimed against Israel now. He can use it to attack Israel in the north, in Tel Aviv, in the south. If he attacks Tel Aviv, this is our economy. If he shuts down the international airport, it's disaster. He can do it by order. He is a sheikh. He is not a government official. He is not, that's why I mentioned constitution without state. In Lebanon, do you know, it's a secret, there is president, prime minister. And they used to be the chairman of Security Council, responsible for the security of the whole world. But they have lost half of Lebanon. The president of Lebanon, whoever he is, nobody knows who he is, he is not the one who decides to attack Israel. Who decides? Sheikh Nasrallah, that gets orders from Tehran. Sheikh is sheikh in Arabic. Sheikh, it means religious title. It means he does not get salary from the government, and he's not responsible for the parliament. He does not recognize even the constitution. That is the only thing that is left in Lebanon. So he's the one. Why he's not doing it? Because he is afraid of IDF. Here we do have fantastic success, but we do have failure. We are not preventing the build-up of these capabilities. The same in Hamastan. We call Gaza Hamastan. Hamas has taken over Hamastan. Hamas, they have taken over Gaza. How did they do it? Democracy. Wonderful idea. No, I mean it. Don't, in the United States you need to be very cautious. Nobody likes to hear something against democracy. But unfortunately, I'm coming from the Middle East. I'm not sure that Jefferson, with all admiration, I do have, really, to him, he could be elected in Egypt as a head of the smallest village in the less important area. This is the truth. So democracy is wonderful. Is there any democracy in the Middle East? Look at Egypt. Where are all the dreamers? Now they will to be accustomed to the new religious entity. And they do have the dreams about the Islamic Empire. Now let's imagine that our Prime Minister, or our Prime Minister Netanyahu, decides tomorrow to sign agreement with Abu Mazen, and this agreement is put in sealed envelope, and he signs the envelope without looking at the document. And it says 67 whatever. According to Abu Mazen, it's impossible to implement it because he is not controlling Gaza. Can he take over Gaza? Ask him. He cannot. So if he cannot, there are two entities, the Palestinian. One is legitimate Palestinian Authority, and the second one is like Hezbollah, radical entity, religious one, and the idea of them is to exterminate Israel. They don't have any flexibility. I used to be the coordinator of the territories. It means I used to be their president without being elected. Most of my life, I was sure that I would be elected if I would share I would ask them to vote for me. But based on some humble assessment, I didn't dare to do it. But I have huge experience with them. In my life, I've talked with the Jordanians, with the Egyptians, with the Palestinians, with the Lebanese, even with others, and the Turks. I can share with you the democracy in Gaza has led the Palestinian Authority to a situation that there is no way Palestinian Authority, I reflect their mind, not mine, they can take over Gaza. If they cannot take over Gaza, it means a radical. What you can find in this radical entity that we have left? We have left them synagogues even. You can find 10,000 rockets coming where from? Guess, from Iran. They are Sunni hating the Shiites, but both of them hate us. Radical entities. And it was the beginning of what is known as the Arab Spring, that I prefer to call it hot summer. Again, I don't want you to be upset, but I need to share with you the reality. Because if Egypt changes, it's very difficult to imagine Jordan continuing. And we do have Turkey. I'm not sure we do have the time to analyze it, but Erdogan, he has some dreams about the Ottoman Empire. So we are entering a very challenging period of time. And now we have to add to it Iran. I don't want to talk about it, but in some phrases I would like to share with you why nuclear Iran is intolerable for us. First of all, they do say, we want to exterminate Israel, and we believe them. The only way to be sure they won't do it, to separate between their muscles, capabilities, and brain. That's all. Secondly, if they fulfill their dreams, the Arabs will not tolerate it, will follow it. Can you imagine radical states or other states with nuclear? What about Israel? Israel does have image, as I've mentioned, of being able to cope with any threat of any combination of threats. The moment they get the nuclear, the Arabs will follow them, and we will look like Samson and Delilah after the visit in the barber shop. This is a free translation of the Bible that is still valid. So we do have, and I haven't mentioned, water problems. Herodotus, the famous historian, Greek historian, says 2,500 years ago that Egypt is a gift of the Nile. It's still true. It's even more true, because they do have 88 million people, maybe more, maybe less, and they need the water. But Ethiopia, new superpower, says we also deserve the water. And the irrigation system in Egypt is terrible. And I have small problems like Sinai, no man's land, that's smuggling weapons to Gaza, and there is no control. And every day, not every day, but every week, we are preventing terrible acts of terror based on our unique intelligence, qualitative intelligence. But who can assure us that it will continue? And then what we will do? If we invade Sinai, this is the end of our relations with the leader of their world. If we don't invade, we will suffer in Eilat or other places 100 deaths. That's what happened almost a year ago. So what I would like to share with you is that we are entering, I'm not saying terra incognita like it used to be decades ago, but very unknown. And I haven't mentioned Assad. About Assad, I would like to tell you, he's not murdering Syrian citizens from his point of view. He's changing the demographic balance between the Alawites, 2 million people, and the majority. We are dealing with brutal, insane in our eyes. He considers us as insane. He's murdering the majority, the Sunni majority, that he does not like them to slaughter him, because the moment he loses, it will be his destiny. So where are all the values, democracy, whatever, freedom, liberté, égalité, fraternité? We are living in Middle East. This is totally different. Our Golan Heights, very quiet. This is the quietest area. But what he's doing to humanitarian, to his people, is terrible, is disaster, is awful, is whatever you like. But he does not share this view with us. He thinks it's beautiful, it's excellent, as long as it serves his goal to survive. And then I can continue. What are the good news here? There is good news. I would like to share, because I don't want to leave this whole upset. First of all, we do have very powerful army, and we need to have it more powerful. It depends, it not depends, but it relates very much to our alliance with the United States. From security point of view, I'm not a politician. I can share with you that our security relation with the United States is very solid, very powerful, very valuable. And without the United States, it's very difficult to imagine our security. Because the Arabs, the numbers, everything. That's one, we will do our best. We are developing missile defense systems that are marvelous, technologically speaking. Again, significant part, the money is coming from the Congress, but the results very impressive. It's very important to deprive from the enemy even the sense they can attack us with missiles. It's not the absolute solution, but it's very effective, combined with operational capabilities. We do have quite satisfactory economy, subject to changes every day. It depends on many factors. I don't want to talk about it now. We don't have time. This is the only reason. We do have, for the time being, we don't have nuclear enemy because many efforts that are done, and now this is one of the most dramatic events, meeting between President of the United States and Prime Minister Netanyahu to discuss this issue of Iran and other issues. But still, everything is based on very solid and powerful alliance. We do have common ground with states like Jordan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, because they consider Iran as the worst enemy. Even Israel is better than this enemy in their eyes. This is good news. So there is hidden, not alliance, but common ground that operationally means a lot. Again, I don't want to share with you details. I cannot. I won't, but I cannot. About Iraq. Iraq is a bad news for everything, beside one issue. Iraq, Saddam Hussein used to have genius idea to develop huge army, chemical weapon, biological weapon, and nuclear weapon in order to unite all Arabs against us and to isolate Egypt and to destroy the peace. Unfortunately for him, he is not with us anymore. And Iraq, as a military threat, has faded away for a long time. Again, they will come again. I trust them. But it will take time, at least a decade, and even longer. This is good news, because there is no still hostile. With the Palestinians, I fully agree with Tal, we need to do our best to keep at least the security relations. I'm not optimistic about the peace, because one of the reasons is they have lost half of their country. How can we implement it? There are many reasons, but we do have quite impressive relations, security relations with them. The results are saving life of Israelis and Palestinians. We are doing a lot to keep standard of life of Palestinians. They used to have 8% of growth, like China. They are not China, but they used to have stock market in Nablus, 1.5 million tourists. It's not known. We are what is known in Israel, Hasbara is total failure. That there is no change in this feature, unfortunately. But I'm sharing with you facts that I'm aware of them. We do have our relations, security relations, based on bipartisan. It's essential, crucial, important to continue these relations. We must cultivate them every day. So, and again, I've mentioned Syria, for divine reasons, does not have the nuclear. Can you imagine Syria with nuclear? Fortunately, they don't have it for unknown reasons. Libya does not have it as well. Can you imagine Gaddafi with nuclear? He could survive forever, even after his death. So altogether, even with Turkey, we do have some, I cannot elaborate it, we do have some, let's say we are softening the tension between us, in a way. Some reasons are no, some reasons are not no, and I keep it to the next presentation next year. Altogether, I would like to sum up. Now we are living in the Arab Spring, in Israeli Spring, because based on our achievements, security, hostile coalition, lack of hostile coalition, lack of nuclear, results of our successful operational activity, we are living in very stable and promising environment. Unfortunately, however, we are entering a new era. It's like forecast. Yesterday it was a beautiful day, and the forecast said tomorrow it would be snowy. I didn't believe it until I've seen it. This is a human nature. You don't believe what you are told unless you see it. So the wisdom that we need now is to be ready for all scenarios in order to be ready to welcome them appropriately when they come, and to pray to God, because I believe in miracles as working plans. This is very successful. I have many examples. When they come, and I hope they won't come. We need to be prepared. Thank you very much.
The question is about Jordan. In regard to the way that Mubarak was deposed, it didn't give any comfort to King Abdullah, and particularly the way that the United States quickly ceased to be his supporter. The question is, how do you think that Jordan's leadership is interpreting that move, and what will be the effect if King Abdullah has a same sort of trouble in the next year or two on Israel's strategic situation?
Nobody likes to be in cage. Birds or human being, this is the same. I don't want even to share with you the idea that he will fall down. This is a nightmare. It may cause me nightmares, so I want to sleep well. I don't want to share with you this idea. As I've said, Jordan is very powerful. All the monarchies are quite successful in this terrible area. Morocco, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. Why? There are many reasons. I'm not sure we do have time now. We need to do our best to strengthen and to enhance the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. Now look, it's very interesting. Palestinians that are overwhelming majority are quite there because they appreciate the stability Jordan giving them. For the time being, everything is for the time being. The army and the intelligence services are very impressive in their capabilities. The Hashemite kingdom, they do have system that the prime ministers are accused of all the problems. So from time to time they resign. This is genius idea, by the way. About the Bedouins, I'm sure the king will do his best. And the economy, they are getting support. Again, we need to be on alert all the time, but they are quite stable, and the stability and this quiet border is the secret, one of the secrets that can be the explanation to the quietness, tranquility, and stability in our area, in spite of what is known wrongly as Arab Spring.
First, I want to thank you, General, for a very informative session. You gave us a lot of information, and you have a fantastic sense of humor.
That will change.
By the way, a few years back, I was released from the reserve. Now I understand why. They probably wanted to save my funeral.
No, it's not true. Only major generals that are so few deserve it. You didn't deserve it, so you...
Now, my question to you, the comfortable time frame that Israel has until the Iranians have a nuclear bomb is much shorter than that the United States has. How can you help us convey this message to our representatives?
I think we are, in this respect, I'm very happy because I think we are doing it. Our Prime Minister is meeting now, has met with the President. He will address you in a few hours. The President was here. He tackled this issue as a main issue. You know, I can share with you because I'm dealing with it decades with Iran threat and everything. The Iranians do have patience. This is one of their problems. They are not in a hurry. They are like the rabbit and the turtle, you know. Well, they're moving. They're like the turtle all the time, systematically. But there is now, I remember the first we have raised it in our intelligence, nobody believed us. Now there is consensus all over the world, the Western world, not Russians, that the Iranian threat is the worst threat today. About the disease, about the analysis, there is no problem. The problem is about what to do. Of course, the United States does have more time. First of all, you do have United States. United States is not small like Israel. This is one of the secrets. I'm not sure everybody understands. Secondly, you do have huge air force. You do have capabilities. You have resources. I'm very happy, and I'm very unhappy. I'm very happy that the messages, the analysis is shared by everybody. There is no problem. I'm not sure about the prognosis. But here I need to be vague because I cannot elaborate.
In 2005, as we all remember, Israel disengaged from Gaza, and then Israel announced it was going to disengage from the West Bank, or most of it anyway. While this was going on, the Palestinians shot rockets like crazy from Gaza, knowing...
Crazy. From their point of view, they are not crazy.
Thousands,
we are the crazy.
Well, the question I have is, why did they do that? Wouldn't it have made more sense for them to hold their fire, let Israel withdraw from the West Bank, and then shoot the rockets? Doesn't that suggest that they want the occupation to go on?
You know, I used to work with Mr. Rabin, late Prime Minister Rabin, as his military aide. He used to say, don't force use logics on the enemy. That's the answer. Their logic is, let's kill the Israelis. Why not? They deserve to die. So we want to penetrate, to send terrorists. We fail because we have built fence that is very effective with intelligence. We want to go through Sinai. Partly it succeeds, but mostly it fails. So we need to have rockets. Nobody can prevent it. But we have attacked them. We did have the operation. So what is the conclusion of them is to do it partly. The Hamas is not taking part directly for a long time in attacks because they're afraid we would destroy the government of Hamas. So they are letting other small organizations with beautiful names, long names, fantastic names, heroic names to attack us, and then they are chasing them. Their logic is different from ours. Your logic is, why do they want to kill Israelis? Their logic is, yes, we do want. Why not?
This has been touched upon briefly, but I just want to hear your bottom line point of view on this. Do you agree that the idea, the option of the Ayatollahs having a nuclear bomb is just an unacceptable option, and that whatever must be done to prevent that from happening is absolutely essential because, and I wish Dr. Becker was here, all of his hopes and dreams and our own hopes and dreams are not possible if, in fact, the Ayatollahs obtain nuclear weapons?
Yes, I do. Period. Of course, that's what I have tried to share with you. Nuclear Iran is intolerable for us. And I've mentioned all the reasons. I would like to repeat the first and the main reason. They do repeat saying, we are determined to destroy Israel. Can you imagine the president of, I hope you are not applauding Khamenei. No, but I would like to quote Professor Aviner in Israel. He said, you know, it's amazing. This Ahmadinejad, that even Khamenei does not like him. He stands in New York in front of the whole world and keeps saying, I would like that my country would be able to destroy Israel. Nothing happens, like Hitler. I mean, this is a moral issue. What we are saying now, that's what I've tried to do. It's intolerable. But what does it mean, intolerable? The Iranians must agree with us it is intolerable. For the time being, there is dispute between us. They want to develop the option for being able to develop nuclear weapon, and we want the opposite. And we try to get with them to consensus in many various ways. I hope we will succeed. Now you can applaud.
Abu Mazen has threatened to dismantle the Palestinian Authority and, so to speak, hand the keys to the Muqatta to Netanyahu. Do you think that scenario could happen? And in your assessment, if it were to happen, what would be Israel's reaction?
I take it seriously, but I'm not. He is very frustrated. I know him very well, and I've talked with him long hours. Myself, I mean. The issue with Abu Mazen is that he is unlike Arafat, that I think he cheated us, but this is not the place to discuss it. He is against terror, and they are cooperating with us in security, and he wants an independent state. If he does not get him, he threatens, I will send the keys to Muqatta. I'm not sure that Netanyahu wants to use the Muqatta as his own offices. It's not so bad, but it's not so recommended. So altogether, he threatens, we must take it seriously. However, if he does so, he opens the gates for Hamas to take over. He does not want to be remembered as one of the founders of Fatah, that he has opened the way, paved the way for Hamas to take over the Palestinian Authority. Because what does it mean, PLO? He is the head of the PLO. PLO means you are holding the golden shares of the Palestinian nationalism. So he will be responsible for giving them to Hamas, and the student in, let's say, 50 years from now will be summoned to the blackboard. There is no blackboard, but that's virtually, computer, whatever, and the examination will be, who is responsible, who is the Palestinian, bloody Palestinian responsible for giving Palestine to Hamas? You have two options, Mahmoud Abbas or Abu Mazen, same guy. So he, as I know him, he will be afraid to do it.
I'm Ed Baer from Atlanta. Given your role and your experience, I assume that you either saw or read President Obama's speech. Would you care to comment on any aspects of that?
First of all, it's very impressive that President Obama is having this speech in AIPAC, in this place, and repeating the obligation of the United States for the national security or the security of Israel. This is very moving. Even it repeats it 100,000 times for all reasons in the world, it's very moving. He is the President of the United States. Secondly, he says, from America's point of view, that it is intolerable that the United States will get nuclear weapon. Iran. Sorry. I apologize. Maybe it's a better idea. But to be serious, he repeats it, and he says there is no way they will get it. The problem is, nuclear weapon is missile with nuclear warhead. Today, the Iranians, unlike the past, they are dependent about crossing the Rubicon, namely to develop this missile with warhead, only on the decision of one person, Khamenei, because they do have the enrichment, the missiles, and the know-how. We say we need to prevent the capability to be able to develop it, what we call, our Minister of Defense calls a zone of immunity. It means that they think, or it's true, that we cannot do, or nobody can do anything. About that, the answer of the President is, he didn't say read my list because it belongs to Bush, but he said, I am not bluffing. It means United States, all options on table, and there is no one option that can be removed off the table. It means also military option. Now it's a matter, you believe him or not, he says it in a very serious way. It's very impressive by itself. He expressed deep support in Israel. I'm not a politician, but from security point of view, I can tell you that our security relations are excellent. And they are a pillar in our... It's a pillar in our national security. And this evening, you will see in the unprecedented way, because they are like a village hall, town in this hall, not here, I mean in the whole halls. You will see the bipartisan obligation to national security of Israel, that this is a basis for the whole policy. And here I can continue. I think it's very positive and very impressive. But it's not a secret, we do have some argument about what is the way to do it, the best way to do it, and when, under which timetable, based on the assumption that this threat is intolerable. Thank you.
General, my son joined the IDF 2 weeks ago, and in your son, thank you. I want to know deep in your heart if you think that he will be in a war in the next 3 years.
Who? Who will be?
My
Your son? I don't know about him personally. How can I know? I mean, we are living in very demanding, challenging environment. That's I try to share with you. I've done, with all the humor, it's a very serious issue. The humor is in order to soften the stomach for the reception in few hours. The reality is very serious. The security challenges are very serious. I believe that war must be the last resort. That's why we believe, I'm dealing with it myself, not in diplomacy, I call it national security diplomacy. It means it combines all options before you take the last option. But without this military option, we cannot live in Israel even 2 minutes. So everything is possible. We are entering uncertainty. I hope there will be no war. For the time being, we are enjoying, this is the good news. That's why I've opened with a positive declaration about security environment. We are enjoying deterrence vis-à-vis the north, almost complete deterrence vis-à-vis the south. There is no hostile coalition. There is no, for the time being, valid for today, against the efforts of Iran. We don't have it yet, nuclear Iran. We don't have Syria, nuclear Libya, nuclear Iraq. All these problems are behind it. But, unfortunately, we need to be prepared for terrible scenarios, as I've shared with you.
There's been a great deal of discussion about possibly using a military option with regard to Iran. And my understanding that the Boeing company has a 30,000-pound bomb that can penetrate the ground and hardened concrete and so on, so that it can destroy a reactor. My question to you is, let's look at day 2. Let's say it comes to that, where the bomb is dropped and it destroys the reactor. What will happen on day 2, based on your extensive knowledge, both from a security point of view, an intelligence point of view, and being a veteran of every conflict in modern Israel?
2 short answers. About the first, usually I don't relate to any weapon because I prepare constructive ambiguity. That's why I like Clint Eastwood. Shoot first and talk later. We are talking too much. That's why I apologize. I've served too long in the intelligence. I cannot share with you any impression about any bomb. Even it's written in Washington Post with all the drawings and so on. I cannot do it. This is against my DNA. The second question relates to the success of any operational activity. If it's successful, even Sheikh Nasrallah, he said, don't take us automatically. Maybe we'll do, maybe don't do. It's my interpretation. This is unique, unbelievable. I could, if somebody asked me, I'm very happy nobody asked me because I would be wrong, that he could release such statement that he will not serve the Iranians if they get attacked. It depends. Everything depends on success or lack of success. This is the best answer I can give you. Best answer here, not in other places.
You mentioned the tragic consequences if the kingdom of Jordan was to be overthrown.
No, I didn't mention. I said I don't want to share with you my thoughts about it. That's what I said.
Well, and Israel has done much in the past to support the kingdom and maintain it. But what would be the tragic consequences? You'd have one more enemy on your eastern border, but you would have a Palestinian state, and you would have a defensible border along the Jordan Valley.
It's too late. I don't want to tire you with terrible scenarios. I prefer to focus my mind on our capabilities to enhance our alliance with this kingdom, period.
We would be pleased to send a complimentary DVD of this program to anyone who wishes to support Shalom TV with a tax-deductible gift of $36, double chai or more, to the nonprofit organization Jewish Education in Media. Simply visit the Shalom TV website homepage and click on the Donate button to make a donation by PayPal or your credit card. And please indicate the program for which you would like a DVD. Or you can send your tax-deductible check made out to GEM. To GEM, Post Office Box 180, Riverdale Station, Bronx, New York, 10471. And again, please remember to indicate which program you would like to receive on DVD with our compliments. And we thank you for your kind support.